At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibraville. Today, we got a special guest joining us. I know it's going to be a controversial one, but it's going to be a great episode. You know, if you've been in Pulse Chain, you've been in the Richard Heart ecosystem, controversy, being trolled, being told you're crazy, it's nothing new. So it's very fitting. Want to welcome Dave Weiss. How's it going, my man?
Unmute myself. I'm good. Hey, it's going awesome. Excited to have this conversation because, I don't know, we live in very exciting times and the crypto market is part of that. Super exciting right now.
It is. We're right on that cusp of, I think, the market's exploding. A lot of people are scared right now. They're worried, but I think if at the election, if Trump gets in, we're going to see a huge explosion. But either way, regardless of that, we got legislation coming out. Everything is pro crypto. I think we're going to see a huge shift in just the mainstream attitude coming. So what a perfect time.
I'm going to the Richard Heart hearing in Brooklyn on Halloween, which is a little concerning. Why is that on Halloween? Right? Because you know how the elite are. And but it should be interesting. There should be a great group of people there. Hopefully I do a little live streaming and see how that day goes. That maybe Halloween will be the official kickoff of the bull market.
That would be, a lot of people are speculating that in the Richard Heart community that the court case is going to be the day that starts to send us to the next level. And I keep telling people we're never going to the moon. We've never been, stop it. We're going to the firmament. So that's been kind of what I've been saying to stuff now is our courts are going to the firmament.
We're going to the dome because the moon is lower than the dome.
That's exactly. Yeah, I love it. And if you want to talk about your app that you got, because I found it a couple years ago, and it's such a cool thing to bring people together. The Pulse Chain, we have so many tours that go on. We have conferences. It's different than a lot of other crypto communities. People come together and people care, and I think it resonates with what you're doing too.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the app a little bit, and then we'll talk about Dome. But one of the things is with any coin, you need to have a good community. You need to have a enthusiastic community. You need a large community. You need a passionate community. Nothing is more passionate than the flat earthers. Whether you believe the earth is flat or you think it's absolutely nuts, doesn't matter, because the earth is flat and everyone will know one day. And when that happens, we're going to be the largest community out of all communities, period, because everyone on earth is going to know. And so, and then flat earthers are the most passionate. Once you get past your programming of don't look, earth is a ball, flat earthers are morons, we're not a disc floating in space. Once you get past all of that nonsense, you never leave flat earth. Sounds like a cult, right? Once you're in, you can't leave because the ball is so ridiculous. You wonder how you ever believed it. That's one thing we all have in common. When you become a flat earther, you look back at the globe and go, how did I ever fall for that? How did I ever fall for that? And, I empathize with Richard Heart. He's one of the most hated men in crypto. I think he's the smartest man in crypto. Maybe that's why he's so hated. Well, flat earthers were hated by all the program bots out there, all the normies. So it's a fascinating thing. And just for the record, Richard Heart thinks flat earth is the dumbest thing on earth, but he's never taken the time to look at the real information, which is okay. He's a busy guy. I'd rather him do his awesome coding in his immutable code that never crashes, like other coins, like other things, other chains. And, I'm a big fan of the Pulse chain.
Yeah, I am too. So I've been in it day one. I got into Hex before an adoption amplifier. So I saw everything, how us grow. I saw the hatred, the
Oh yeah,
animosity towards him. And it's funny too, the almost the smartest people like that, they immediately overlook it because they already know everything. You're not gonna teach them anything
that's
new.
right.
But but I think Richard is kind of very similar in a way to Brandon Dave to Rags to Riches. I know you had a couple streams with him, and I'm good friends with Brandon, and we've been, for a couple years facing reality in here too. We've been poking him with some stuff, and now once he starts to see it, he starts asking questions, and you can't unsee it.
Brandon sees it now. When we first started talking about it, he was like, I don't know. But then he stopped and he listened. So we were talking about before that we started the show here. There's a lot, the percentage of people that are flat earthers in the crypto world is higher than the percentage in almost any other group, right? Like you just take a group of people, there's the higher percentage in the crypto. Why is that? It's because crypto people broke the programming of the fake fiat system. They broke the programming and go, there is another way. There is a better way. I see through what fake internet money is, right? That Richard Hart's famous quote, my fake internet money is better than your fake internet money, when he's talking about the dollar. Okay. So I got a little buzz in my ears. Where are they going with that? I had a great point. I just lost it. Where was I going? What was I saying? The buzz just threw me off. Like, I think I just got mind controlled.
That's it's all good.
It'll come back. It'll come back to me.
Yeah. That the correlation with crypto and the flat Earth community.
Yeah. So we are able to critically think, and when you start seeing this, for anyone that's listening to this, that a fan of yours that's like flat Earth, that's crazy. And what difference does it make? That a smart person eventually or quickly says, well, what difference does the shape of the earth make? And the shape of the earth doesn't make any difference at all. It's your position in it, what this place is, and your true power, and how this world really works, how your thoughts create your reality, right? Look at your life. It's your fault. It's because of the way that you think, and they don't want you to know that. And when you discover the globe lie, you unplug from their fiat bullshit ball system, and you literally take your power back. And one of the ways, I always say, if you want to win this war that's going on with the elite, you have to get off of their ball field, so you don't have to play by their ball field rules, and you have to stop using their fiat currency. That's how they control us. They have us believing we're limited in a globe prison, right? And using their fake money. That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And to find crypto too, you had to, 4, 5, 6 years ago, it was for criminals. It was for terrorists. It was for money laundering. It was all bad. It was a scam. You were the crazy person in crypto. And now it's starting to become mainstream as the fiat lie, as all the scams, all the manipulation is being brought to the public with technology, with social media. People are starting to see it. And it's the same way with the flat earth thing. It's all so relevant, and it does matter. And I really relate to and respect what Owen Benjamin's doing with his community there with the Bears, and trying to bring people together and not rely on the system. And I think he is the perfect person for crypto. And I know he's starting to kind of
did you see him turn?
Bit, but
did you see him turn?
Yeah.
Because he was like, internet is just, the crypto is just gambling and not doing anything. Now he's starting to see that, hey, there is a way, tokenization of communities and stuff. He might end up tokenizing his community, because why not trade within your own people? It's kind of like a way to make barter actually work. And so he's starting to see it. It's coming around. And that's a sign of an intelligent mind. Somebody that's willing to take a steadfast belief that they have and change it based on new information. Owen did that. Mm-hmm. Owen was, when he heard about flat Earth, he was crushing the moon landing hoax, and just crushing the moon landing. And we all jumped into chat going, yeah, have you checked out flat Earth? And he laughed at us, and he was like, stupid. And everyone's like, you got to have Eric Dubay on. You got to have Dave Weiss on. And he was going to have Eric Dubay on, but Eric ended up being weird, and he ended up having me on. And then by the time he had me on, Owen did enough research where he's like, damn, it's like it's coming around. So I filmed all of his rants where he was trying to disprove the globe, and I clipped them all together on my app. If you search if you search Owen Benjamin or Flat Earth Awakening of Owen Benjamin, something like that, it'll come up. It's like a 7-minute video of his journey through it can't be flat. I don't want to be a flat Earth person, all the way to fucker's flat. It's amazing.
It is amazing, and the same thing's gonna happen with crypto, and he'll see how much it can benefit his community, like with getting super chats and stuff like that. That's a way he can get money instantly if he needs it. I think once he sees he could do it, and there's ways that it can be done where it's fair for everyone. Like there's a couple communities we're in now. It's called Titan X. It's on Ethereum now, but there's not one pre-sale, not any ICOs. No VCs. You had to take Ethereum and mint your Titan X. It was the only way to get it. It was fair for everybody. And there are projects out there that aren't the typical VC pump and dumps where they just inflate forever. They just keep dumping supply on the market. There are real projects. And I think it's good to see he's going to come around, and everyone is coming together. A lot of people I feel like are waking up at the same time, and we're in the right place at the right time to really capture people out there that are kind of lost on the fence, feel hopeless. I see it all the time. It's like, it's so good to just talk to someone like you where I can just let this stuff out and not feel like I'm crazy. I go to work and everyone thinks I'm a crazy guy. It's sad to see.
We have a Telegram group. Anyone that's not in it yet, you go to domeshot.io. Everything's linked there. But join our Telegram group. Hear what people are saying. Take a look around. And I want to talk about Dome on how we're distributing the Dome. We're distributing it by the way it's mined is every time you wake somebody up to Flat Earth by referring the Flat Earth app to them, and they use your referral code, you earn from now until Christmas. Check this out: 1.5 million Dome. Can you go to the Dome chart on DX Screener?
Wow.
Can you go there? Can you go there? Can you go? Can you click it and then swipe it from Dome to a stable coin? On the bottom right, there's a trade Dome right down there, right there. It's not somewhere right around there. There's a buy sell Dome, or maybe it's right up a little bit.
This one's against USD. This one here is against PulseX.
So either do the USD and put in 1.5 million Dome and tell me what the conversion is.
Oh, here we go. I see. Okay, I didn't even know this is here. Look at that. I didn't even know it was there.
So swap it. Put Dome on the top and change the bottom to a stable coin.
70. Wait, is that? It's $7.23.
So if you gift the app to somebody, which costs you $3, and they use your referral code, you get $7 in Dome. Isn't that crazy?
It's a win-win.
There's some crazy arbitrage there. So by waking people up to truth, unplugging them from the globe matrix, and the globe matrix, when I say when you unplug from it, you literally stop giving your power to the ruling elite. And if everyone unplugs from the globe, the ruling elite don't exist anymore. We don't need to take them over. We don't need a revolution. We don't even need to do anything because they won't exist. They only exist in our imagination, just like fiat dollars only exist in our imagination. Everyone's imagining that they're worth stuff, therefore they're worth stuff. So when we unplug from their system, go over to our system, then we're back in, God's world with a controllable, uninflatable, monetary system. And so, we're monetizing truth. We're tokenizing truth, however you want to say it. Right. And so that's how we're distributing the coins. And, we gave out, when we did our initial airdrop, we said, okay, everyone on the app. By the way, if you have the app or you're downloading the app from flatearthdave.com, right now, today, the day of recording this, we are changing servers. So the app's going to be down for several more hours. So no one's app is working right now. You can't download, or you can download it from the App Store, but hold off just until later today when the app comes back online, and we'll be faster and better than ever. We
got a question here quick from Silver Plane. Can you ask Dave, can the Android gift codes be used via the Google Play Store, or are they only usable via direct download?
So I have both. You can get Google Play Store gift certificates or direct download gift certificates. Right now, as I said, you can't download anything. The direct download is not available. That might not be available for a couple days. We're just doing some security updates, because we did have a little issue, and some people might hear it, or some people might see something. So let me just get this out of the way. Some hacker found one of our APIs, and he could get in and see people's all the person's user information and their password. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? That sounds horrible, but the app doesn't ask you for any personal information at all. You can put a fake name, fake email address. Doesn't matter. And that's all it asks you for. Now, on the app, if you want to go on to the social media side of the app and you want to share your information with all of the other users, you can put information in there. That's what was leaked. The information that you're already sharing with all of the other app users. And you can put as little or as much or as truthful or not truthful information as you want. So you can be scared. You can be, say, I only want to share my first name. I only want to share my state, not my address, fine. That's fine. And that's what was leaked. We've already fixed the leak. We're changing servers right now, and everything will be back online. So nothing to worry about there. Unless, of course, you use the same password for all of your banking and your emails and everything else, then you're just stupid. But I would think that this community knows better than that.
I would hope so. And that's so funny because I did see that. I forget I was watching one of the streams the other day. And it was in the, I was like, oh, they got hacked. It's like, really? That's all it was. It was a password. Come on.
Let me tell you what the quick story. And I really don't like focusing on this, but it is actually a cool story. So one of these Globe trolls that definitely a paid agent of some sort, who literally, I think he wants to have sex with me, but he makes all of his content's about me. So there was the hacker that said, hey, I found this information. There's this leak that a deep hacker could find, and I want to alert the owner of the app so he can fix it before it ever causes a problem. Like, awesome. Unfortunately, my website had a bad link for my email and it was bouncing back. And he goes, you know what? I'm in the internet security business. And I once worked with another internet security contractor named Michael, who's in the Flat Earth community. Let me give it to him. Maybe he can figure out how to contact the app owner. Now, Michael McToon knows who I am. He took that information, tweeted it, live streamed it, video after video after video, showing everybody how to exploit the information. Okay, which is illegal. I don't know. It's dirtbag-ish. But the thing is, even if all the information was leaked, you've leaked nothing that you weren't sharing anyway, other than your password for the app. So all of that's been changed. All of that's been fixed. Don't believe the hype. And we're gonna be flying later today.
Awesome. And that's the thing too, is everyone that watches this channel, they know I preach, keep your crypto on a different cell phone, do crypto on a different computer than the stuff that you use for your daily activities. So that's
that's
be a problem
right.
at all.
Absolutely. If anyone's good.
I would say just doing crypto on your phone in general is just not a good idea. I mean, there's so many things out there that can just steal your data or anything when you just walk by someone in public. Like you don't even know what happened. So just I always tell them, be careful, don't keep it separate, and that way you don't even have to worry about little things like this.
Right. Yeah. So it's when you're over the target of truth, the devils, the demons, they go wild, and they love shooting at me. But thing is, energy flows where attention goes. Don't pay attention to the crap that you hate. Go the other way and say, this is good, and focus on the good things. And that comes into your life. Birds of a feather flock together is a true thing, because your energy brings other people to you. Like the people that are attracted to your show have the same energy, the same idea. They love crypto. They're people of like minds, and flat earthers are the same. We are attracting other people. But if you focus on negative, then your life becomes negative. Right? I don't even see these demons until they do something that literally gets right in front of my face. And, in the end, I'll probably have to thank them for, making me update this. Actually, what would have been better if he didn't expose it to everybody and I could have updated it and had not a problem. But there's really nothing lost other than, scaring a few people that don't understand.
Exactly. So, anyone that gets it, it's nothing to worry about. There's just so much upside. And it's just I've been talking about this for a couple years with Facing Reality in the chat here about a flat earth community. Like some kind of coin has to come out. It's such a strong community. It would be the perfect opportunity.
The app has 204,000 users as of yesterday. and it's growing super fast. This time next year, I don't know, it could be 2 million or more. Who knows? It all depends. I'm going on some big shows soon, and that's gonna just drastically. It's just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. And other people, they're gonna realize, hey, I can gift somebody the app, turn them into a flat earther, which is all flat earthers want to do, is wake up other people to the truth. And I can earn money on top of it. So right now, until December 25th, all of the referrals that you have and all the referrals that you'll get from now until Christmas are worth 1.5 million. Right after Christmas, you're going to get all of those dropped into your wallet. Boom. And then after that, we're going to have the flattening where that number gets reduced. So the flattening, we were thinking about 1 million, but 1 million by then could be $50, which is a problem. So we're going to have we're gonna have a flattening. It's still going to be very advantageous, and then when you do a referral and somebody uses your code in real time, the coins will show up in your wallet. So if you want to be, make $1, $2, $3 here and there, you get a referral, you take your dome, you sell it, you buy some fiat, you go buy another app. But in reality, you could probably at some point we're going to have a marketplace on the app where we're selling stuff, other people are selling stuff, and you can buy it with Dome. So at some point you'll be able to gift the app with Dome. So it's kind of like it's a no-brainer. It's an arbitrage dream.
It is. And I got to say, you are in the perfect community. I've been in crypto since early 2019. I've been very active in going to meetups, to conferences, and really being in a lot of people in the Richard Hart ecosystem. They only look at Richard Hart stuff. I don't. I look at the XRP ledger, at Stellar, at Hedera, at all ETH, all of crypto. I try to see what's going on everywhere. And out of all the communities, the Richard Hart Pulse Chain community is just different. I don't know how to explain it. I've never seen anything like it in crypto, and it is exactly where you would want to be. You couldn't have picked a better community to do this in. I mean, we are at rock bottom now. Everyone is laughing at Pulse Chain, thinks it's a joke. Richard Hart, he finally got arrested because he's a scammer. And once this happened with the SEC, if Gary goes or a new regime comes in, I don't think this case there's nothing to it. He's already used AI to literally defeat the case. He responded to everything in the case just through Grok and using all kinds of court cases from the 30s, 40s, 50s going back. So he beat the case already with AI in 5 minutes. It's all a joke. And I think within a year max, it'll be let go, settled, something. And I think he's been around this in crypto since day one. He's been mining Bitcoin since early on. He's one of the, I would say, top 5 biggest whales in all of crypto. Like, this guy is the OG of OGs, and people look at him like he's a joke. Like, he's gonna get his credit. One way or the other, it's gonna come. And just the amount of upside we have in this ecosystem. The same thing with like the Globe Eye out there and the NASA nonsense. I mean, that stuff, it's slowly starting to phase away, but we're just at that point.
Yeah, it's amazing that the people worship are actually dirtbags, and the people that they're demonizing, they're the ones that are on the truth. Not, it's not exactly, but it happens most of the time. Richard Hart is so demonized. I think he's the smartest man in crypto. I do. I do. And I know for a fact, if I could get 2 hours of his time on a Zoom call privately, I can detach him from the globe. There's no doubt. But the problem is getting 2 hours of someone's time to look at something that they think is stupid is more difficult than anything else on Earth, on flat Earth.
No, it especially his personality. It will be difficult, but I think it's a matter of time. It's inevitable. I mean, it's so ridiculously stupid. I mean, just a P900 camera standing out on the beach debunks everything right there. And, and these new the supersonic planes that are coming now. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, the whole curve. It's
the no curvature is one of my favorites. That's the thing that got me into it. Let me just show you one thing here, and then I got to ask a question. All right. So here we have a lake, and we got a camera at 6 inches off the lake, right? It's frozen, nighttime. And this guy set up these lights at 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 miles, and 5 miles. Now, you think, well, that's not big enough for Earth curvature. Well, then you don't know your globe model if you think that's the case, because these lights should be more than 30 feet, 22 feet, 15 and 9 feet behind a physical curve. When I say behind a curve, you can't see my mouth right now because it's behind a physical curve. And zooming in isn't going to do anything. Now, the globe argument for this is, oh, well, there's standard refraction, and the lights actually curve upward at the exact same rate as the curve of the Earth. Isn't that cool, right? Weather doesn't matter, changing weather doesn't matter, right? So they're curving up because of refraction. Globe answer, and they have lots of calculations to show you that formula. The formula exists, right? I have a formula that shows that you have $100 million in your bank, right? And or they're just right there on a flat ice. Large bodies of water at rest lie flat, frozen. They freeze flat, and it's just how our eyes work when you have a perfectly smooth surface that you can see way, way, way beyond the curve. So Earth is flat, or you live in some crazy, I mean, the globe model is the dumbest thing ever. And again, I can go over thing after thing after thing, and it'll make your head spin, but the Earth won't spin.
No, it's so obvious. And that's what you were on with some European guys the other day. And after you got off, one of the guys that was like debunking you came on there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll debunk his stuff in 5 minutes. Watch. They're like, all right, do it. And he just starts pulling up just like these mathematical equations. And he's like, see, if you do this, you prove this, and you use the math, see, it doesn't work. And it's like, dude, you're using math that the logic, it's not like
all the math is off of the radius of the Earth. The way they got the radius of the Earth, or it's where the radius of the Earth. They got the radius of the Earth from Eratosthenes with his sticks and shadows experiment, but that actually works perfectly on a flat Earth. And the distance to the sun, they figured it out with that the distance, because one day Venus transited the sun, which means it went in front of the sun, and people on the east coast of America saw it start and stop at a different time than people on the west coast, right? And since Venus is the same size as Earth or close to it, they did some really good calculus to figure out the distance to the sun based on that. It's awesome math. The math is correct. Problem, they assumed Venus was the size of Earth when I think it's the size of a basketball. Okay? I mean, it's tiny. It's tiny. The sun is close, and you can't claim the size because you don't know the distance. If you can't touch it and measure it, you don't know how big it is. Right? If you don't know the distance, you can't guess the distance.
No,
so
I've been thinking of it's just crazy that you can't even you can go to Antarctica. You can go to Antarctica. No, you can't. If you go to New Zealand, Australia, anywhere, and you just start heading south on a boat, you are not going to go past a certain distance. They will literally, Navy boats, ships, they will come and force you to turn around or just shoot you down. So, well, how do we get? What if we sell like 500 drone ship, like unoccupied ships, and just sent them all south from like South America, Africa, everywhere, and just one time, just send them all at once, unmanned, and just put GoPros on them and see what happens.
So let me make a point right here on how that's not going to happen, because you want to be rich, invent something that makes people lazier. Renting boats going south through the most dangerous waters in the world into ice cold lands is not a lazy man's task. We have 14 people watching live right now, and there's 7 likes. Everyone that's watching has their hand on the mouse already. Let's see if we can get to 14 likes, okay? Right? And you expect people to go and rent boats and leave their jobs and their families and expense when we can't even get, everyone that's watching a stream that they like to like it, okay?
That's true. Yeah, we'll get
it's practicality. Practicality.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Actually, there's 33 in here right now. What are the odds of that? So everyone
oh,
smash the like
33.
button. Yeah, the Twitter. Yeah, there's just for some reason I get more people on Twitter that watch than on YouTube. I'm so shadow banned here, it's crazy. And I
That's all
know I'm
right.
shadow banned because not one trolls came in here. So that's how you
I'm
know
gonna.
I'm not
Well,
allowed
well,
monetization. Nothing.
you're also not shadow banned because I didn't tweet out your link because I just didn't want to deal with the stupid trolls. It's just distracting. We
Okay.
can't have a meaningful conversation. I will share this later, and you'll get thousands of likes. Okay, you'll get
Okay.
thousands of views.
Oh yeah. I'm not worried. I'm not in it for the views, the likes, anything. I'm here to honestly to help people that care and can see through it
Right.
and will take the time because so many people will just call me like, hey, what do I buy? When do I sell? That's all I want to do. It's like, no, here's a video, learn it, do some research, and you'll better yourself for it. And very few people will do that. And the ones that take the time, like I'll help anyone that does that.
When somebody says to you, "What do I buy?" What do you tell them?
If I don't know, I have to have it's impossible because I need to know you. I need to know your situation. How long were you looking for? It's impossible
I
with
tell them,
right away.
don't buy anything because I don't want to hear it, whether it goes up or down. I said, don't buy anything. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I bought, right? I'll show them, right? But I say, don't buy anything. But again, you have to make up. You can't lose money essentially, except for the money that you didn't make. If you don't buy anything, if you buy something, you can make money or you can lose money. I don't want to be responsible. I could say, I love this. I'm doing this. This is what I see for the future, but it could go it could go down to the floor and then it could bounce back up again. I don't know. Right. So I've learned, at least for me, I'm not a financial crypto advisor by any means. And I love the Dome coin because it makes sense. It monetizes truth. The community is growing. The potential market for the flat Earth community is every single human with an internet connection, which is the same as the crypto market. And it's huge. That chart is. Somebody made the comment the other day that chart looks like what was the big scam ETF? What was the guys? The guys that went down.
FTX.
FTX. They go, it looks like the FTX chart. I'm like, it kind of does.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, if anyone that understands crypto, everything that when it first launches has the huge pump and then it retraces, 50, 80%, which this chart is exactly that.
Well, go back farther. That's just one little pump. We came from way below that. Keep going. It was out there. It won't go any farther.
This is back April 11th.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the beginning pump. Right. All right. I didn't say you had it pretty tight. All right. My bad.
Yeah. So
I didn't realize that's
and that's what the little pump, and you don't even see them. That's these little pumps at the beginning. Once you start getting a year out, these things they're little blips on the chart.
Absolutely. Like you and I, we got in. I'm sure you sacrificed for Pulse and Pulse X, right?
Yep.
Right. If you didn't sacrifice, you would have had a better buy-in after the pump. It went below SAC price. Okay. But I just bought more on the way down. It's like, I chase red candles. That's me. I've learned that in the last market. Chase red candles. Don't chase green candles.
Yeah, exactly. And you catching a falling knife, you'd rather do that because at some point you're going to hit the bottom. And even with Hex, a lot of people that I work with, they bought the top last cycle near 40 to 50 cents, and they're very upside down. The most important thing to do is buy near the bottom this cycle. That way, once you come back, you can't. Just the power of having the bottom, I just can't emphasize enough. And being early to stuff is really the only way, unless you're here every day, you're studying the markets, you really go against the herd. It's a tough thing to do. It's almost, you have to always inverse trade your emotions. If you really want to buy something, you should probably be selling it. If you're really worried about it and you want to dump it, you should probably be buying more of it.
The opposite of what you think. The world is opposites. Nothing is as it seems.
It is. It's the same in crypto too. There's everyone in the mainstream is full of shit. These people out here shilling Solana and all these. Solana has gone down 7 times. Anyone that has a serious business would never develop on Solana. It inflates through the roof. Just what they did early. It's just so bad and it's so blatant. These guys like Raoul Paul and these billionaires that worked at Goldman Sachs and these hedge funds, you're telling me the smartest guys they had can't see through this bullshit that I can find in 5 minutes, yet they're shilling it to all the people that watch them. Like everything is the opposite. They'll all tell you Richard Hart's a scammer, don't touch it, but then shill you Bitcoin, Solana, and some dog with hat coin. It's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. Dog with hat coin. I love it. We're a meme coin, but we have a use case. We're waking up people to truth, which is, I think, one of the most or the most important thing in this world right now, because we're all slaves in this system and they get away with all their nonsense because the foundation of their lie is the globe. If you convince people they're spinning out of control in an infinite expanding space universe, then you can convince them that the boogeyman will kill grandma if you breathe on her, right? They'll convince you that cryptocurrency is nonsense. They'll convince you of anything you want, or anything they want. But when you wake up to the truth, and I think that's as I said, is the most important thing. So there you go. That's my point.
Yeah, it definitely, and this is way more than a meme token. I think I would definitely say the flat Earth community is kind of a cult. The Glow Boys are kind of a cult right now in crypto. It's kind of ironic that having a cult is going to be necessary moving forward. You're starting to see it right now. If your community isn't a cult in this next cycle, you're going to be nothing. So how quick these things shift and these narratives shift in crypto, it happens like that. And in the last 2 weeks.
Right. We're going to have, there's going to be some big conferences coming up and, of, different events. And, we have lots of different merchandise and stuff. And I'm opening up on the app in the store. There's going to be a place where you can use your Dome to buy these things. Right. And so we're going to start trading with the Dome. That's going to be amazing. I'll be so happy. I might even give a discount if you use the Dome. Right. So that's a start right there, and then who knows where it's going to go from there. Somebody told me that there's other people on Pulse Chain that are doing projects with Dome. I haven't seen it yet, but there's all sorts of stuff going on out there.
Yeah, I know there's a conference in March in Vegas for Pulse Chain, so I'm sure a lot of guys will be heading out there. There you go.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, I think it's March 369. I love it.
To the Dome, baby.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I don't have it. I don't know if you've heard of PTGC on Pulse Chain.
I have not. I'm not fully up to date. I've been buried in app stuff recently, but I focus on what I can focus on.
Yes, it's like one of the better performing coins, and it's like an alien theme over there. And I had a sweatshirt printed out that said PTGC to the firmament. So I wear it all the time out in public.
Nice.
People look at me, they're like, what the hell is that?
Well, when someone says I love you to the moon, I'm like, it's not that far. All right. Go out and look at there's gonna be almost a full moon tonight, a little past the full moon. Go up and look at it with new eyes, right? Hopefully there's a couple clouds near it in the sky, and you can see the light radiating off of the close clouds, but not the far clouds, and let your mind actually work. That moon isn't 250,000 miles away, it's a few miles away. Okay. How can that be? How could a rock be floating in the sky? I don't think the moon's a rock, right? I don't think the moon's a physical object. I think it's in a position unique to everyone viewing it. And the moon is a light. It's a light in the sky. So again, the moon is not that far away. Like I'll be out, I'm 25 miles from New York City, and there's the moon between me and New York City. And I'm looking at it like, what do you think's farther, the moon or New York City? Okay. It's definitely the moon. It's closer. But again, I can't measure it. I don't know how big it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know how far it is. I don't know anything about it other than it's a light in the sky. So again, we can measure the physical shape of the earth, and we can look at the sky and speculate all day. Oh, if the light in the sky does this, then it means that. Oh, this light in the sky did that, so it's this big or it's this far. You can make up crap all day long. But the truth is, the earth, right where we stand, we can measure it, and it's not a ball.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it is no one truly knows. We're all guessing, but we know it's not a freaking globe. We're not spinning around in circles. It just goes against everything that your common sense tells you. Everything is flat and stationary, and you look around. And to brainwash kids at the time where they're most susceptible to that stuff. Like they're learning, they're trying to understand the world, and they've hijacked the most critical time to do that. And like, it's such an inspiration watching Owen's kids grow, how he's doing it, homeschooling them, and how innocent and just, it gives you hope that humanity isn't all doomed and gone. I mean, it can happen, and that's what I'm trying to do, is create Vibreville, where I want to have 500 acres and have 10 of my close family friends all live together, homestead, have our own food supply, exactly kind of what Owen's doing. Like, I want to mimic that, but do it from the crypto community.
Right.
Like, and Dome is doing it it's the same thing with the flat earth community. And I think if you incorporate conferences in it, bringing people together, like that's where everything is going. And we're ahead of the curve, so to speak.
Head of the curve, exactly. To the dome, my friend. To the dome.
Yep. Yep. I love it. So
Yeah.
when's you said you have a conference? Is that planned yet? Any ideas, or you just next year?
There's one it's not planned yet, but it's going to be massive, and we think it's going to be in Texas, and there's going to be some big names behind it, and there's going to be thousands of people that show up, and it's going to be about it's not just flat Earth; it's other things that go with flat Earth. I'm sure you've looked into the old world, right?
Oh yeah,
little bit on the app. There's a whole old world section. One of my favorite channels is My Lunch Break. Do you follow him yet?
Oh yeah, of course.
My Lunch Break. Yep. He is the best. Kenny is absolutely the best. Go find him on YouTube, any other platform, and just start watching his videos. Go back a couple, binge watch them, and then just go back and watch them all. And don't believe anything he says. Go verify everything yourself, and then come up with your own conclusions, because he doesn't even have a lot of conclusions other than we've been lied about our history. Yeah. We've been lied about what this place is. We've been lied about the population. We've been lied to about everything. We've been lied to about what money is. We've been lied to everything. They're just trying to hide anything that will set us free. They're going after Richard Hart because that could set us free. They're going after me because if everyone watched my interviews, flatearthdave.com, go to the interview section, and woke up tomorrow and goes, holy crap, the earth is flat. All of the elite are gone. The entire power structure is gone overnight. Finished, done, because no one would pay attention to them. Nobody stands under them, right? They're trying to get above us, above God. Nobody gets above us except God. And so, that's where I stand.
Oh, I love that. That too, tying in with Brandon in the Texan community. There's 400,000 strong that are in the Texan community on Pulse Chain down there with the Texas Nationalist movement. So that I'm sure that if you talk to him, Texan would have a presence at that conference. So bringing all these people together, the more people that we can tie together through crypto, through conferences, in person, we'll end up coming out on top.
Yeah. I just made a new slide, and let me show it to you. And it's people say, how the earth is a globe, because if you're under the North Star at the North Pole, as you go around the globe, the star will get lower in the sky. That's true. If we lived on a ball, as you go over the ball, basically when you get halfway around the ball, you no longer, or just a quarter of the way around, it would be at the horizon. And hey, that makes sense. But how does it work on a flat Earth? So here we have a guy. You got the North Star directly above him. If he goes, that's 90 degrees with the level horizontal ground, right? Because the ground's not curved. And if he goes over here, the star is no longer at 90 degrees. It's at like 45 degrees. And if he goes a little farther away, it's at 25 degrees. And he can keep on going, but the star will never go below the horizon. So you'd think that you should be able to see it from Australia. But that's not how it works, right? The stars are closer than we think. Sun, moon, and stars are very close. This isn't the scale because it's way closer than that, right? So it's like down there. And oops, I went a little too far. It's close, and as you go away, it gets lower and lower and lower. And when you look into the distance and see that horizon it appears to be at your eye level, but it's actually thousands and thousands of feet above your eye level, and everything just merges into it. So anything that's above it, a celestial light, will just go beyond it. And that's how, the stars, like if you and I were in a room and there's lights in the ceiling, we're like, oh, look, there's a starfish and there's a octopus, and we can draw some creative patterns with the random lights in the ceiling. And then I say, okay, now we expand the room to the size of New York City, right? 10-foot high ceiling, it's got these lights in it. And I say, go for a walk, and you start walking away. Quarter of a mile away, I can't even see you anymore, because from my vision, the ceiling is merged with the floor. So you're a mile, 2 miles away from me. You can't hear me. So I call you on your phone. I say, look up. Do you see that starfish? Do you see that octopus? And you're like, no, I see different patterns. I see different stars. I'm like, oh, the floor must be a sphere then, right? You must be standing upside down. Or is it just you're in a different area looking up at a different ceiling?
That's interesting. Because we like a couple weeks ago, we got water lilies that we sell here because we just have so many of them. But we out in the back, I have this little pool that I keep them in, and it had like 8 inches of water in it, and there was nothing else in it. But I had a couple like pieces of glass were in there, and I was standing under my porch, and the sun was reflecting off in the pool and putting like shadows up of the ceiling of the porch. And where the glass was in there, it almost looked exactly like a star. So
Right.
whatever is going on in the sky there, it's light going through water that we're seeing up there somehow. I'm almost convinced of it. Like I've been playing around trying to like recreate, but I can't figure out how it's done. It's fascinating. Just makes you keep wanting to go down the rabbit holes and keep learning more. Like,
so
exactly,
here's a star, and the person with this telescope, they zoomed in into perfect focus. Then they zoomed a little bit of left of focus or a little bit of right of focus, and then this is what they're seeing. This is very unique, right? But when they change the focus, when it goes into perfect focus, it looks like that. Now, that's not what they told us a star is, right? What they told us a star is a burning ball of gas and helium in a space vacuum that's millions and millions and millions of times bigger than the Earth, right? But when we can zoom in, now these things are trillions of miles away, which you can't even fathom that distance. But somehow our little super zoom cameras can zoom in, and we can see perfect clarity like this. People are looking at that going, the hell is that? That's a star. Okay. That's a star.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a star really looks like. What are stars? The answer is nobody knows, but I'll give you my opinion, David Weiss's opinion, no one else. I think that stars are eternal souls. I think that's where we reside when we're not here in our physical meat suits, right? So when Neil deGrasse Tyson says we come from stardust, it's not 100% wrong, right? He's not lying. Right? He says we come from supernovas. The stars, material turned into plasma and then turned into an amoeba, and the amoeba turned into a fish, and the fish grew some legs and climbed out of the water, found another sexy fish and had a monkey, and then that monkey had a retarded baby and it became a human. Right? It's like the dumbest crap ever. This is what we're teaching our kids. Right? I think stars are perfect. They're angelic. They're perfect, so they never move. Right? We're corkscrewing through space in 4 different directions at once. More than 4, right? Never to return to where we were before, traveling trillions of miles, but never ever do 2 stars, change position. If you got 2 stars, as you move, they change positions, right? They move at different speeds. Okay? So never once have 2 stars changed positions. Does that make any sense?
It's
impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It makes zero logical sense. It's impossible, and that's where you end up default. They've I don't know, MK Ultra. They figure out a way to where smart people just default to bullshit. Where you default to stuff. Oh, it's because of whatever this, or it's because of that, and you automatically have these defaults that you go to justify the bullshit.
Yeah, it's like the Globers only like pointing up at the sky. To the impossible, I call the sky Narnia, because in a vacuum, you can't have a ball of gas in a vacuum. Okay, I think anybody with a working brain, a tiny bit of understanding, understands that you can't have a ball of gas in a vacuum. Right? Gas violently fills the available space, except in space. when you have enough helium and hydrogen that defies gravity on Earth, it all of a sudden goes, oh, I'm going to collapse into a ball and I'm going to burn 100 billion tons a minute for billions of years and I'm never going to get any smaller. Okay. I mean, when you think about the ridiculousness, I'm embarrassed to say I was ever a Glober, but I was brainwashed as a child and we all were.
Yeah. Yeah. In order to be a good boy in school, you have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
That's so, it makes you just wonder and think like right now I want to literally go out back and I want to figure out if I put like different colors of glass on the one side and the sun goes down through the light, can I get some different colors up there? Because no matter what I do, it's the same. It just looks like the water reflections up on the ceilings. But I know that somehow it's some light that's going through water. Like I don't know what it is. I'm guessing, but it's fascinating. I know everything that Neil Steele the Bike Tyson and these guys say. It's all bullshit, but they always do give you a little bit of truth. There's always a tiny bit of truth that's mixed in.
It's called bullshit. Revelation of the method. They're always telling us the truth. And if we're too stupid to see it, that's our own fault because we're not stupid, right? We're allowed them to make us stupid by putting us in the schooling system, aka prison system, and they tell us to memorize and regurgitate. If I had a book this thick that I wrote called The Book of Bullshit, and I gave it to you and you studied it, and then you took a test and got 100, you now have a degree in bullshit and you can teach it to the next generation. That's what teachers in schools do. Now, there are some teachers that are teaching kids to think. Like I recently did 2 different high schools where they had me present to the class and the kids ask questions. One of them's on my channel, Flat Earth Dave Interviews channel. You can find it on flatearthdave.com recently. The other one, they didn't want me filming it, so I only filmed my side and it's only on my Patreon. But watch the one that I have out there. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. And when you see it, everything changes. Everything changes. Like for you, how happy are you? Even though your family probably thinks you're crazy, you lost half of your friends. Okay, how happy are you to know that we don't live on a ball?
It's so that too, and then you realize like the nukes are bullshit. You start to realize like, oh, I was taught spontaneous combustion when I was little. I could blow up the ozone layer. Like all the bullshit, it's just always every generation is some fear tactic. Once you realize it's all nonsense, you don't live in fear anymore. You don't have stress. I don't know. It's like your stress starts to go away from certain things. The anxiety about dumb shit you don't care about. You realize what's important to you. The things that matter start to stand out.
The people say, what difference does it make? I still have to go to work on Monday, right? I used to say that we were programmed to say that. But when you finally see what difference it makes, my YouTube channel, DITRH, stands for Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. You can find it at flatearthdave.com. All my socials are there. There's a video by Laura Nina. It might be down like 10, 20, 30 videos called Why Would They Lie? I think it's called. And it's a 10-minute rant by this British woman that is phenomenal. She talks about getting off of their ball, not playing by their ball-filled rules. And it's amazing. On the app, in the frequently asked questions section, there's a Why Would They Lie section. Watch a dozen of those videos, right? It's inspiring. Your body, your hairs will stand up on your arm. You'll be like, whoa. And because truth resonates, bullshit, causes angst and fear, false evidence appearing real. And it's not healthy, right? We're not supposed to be afraid of anything, right? If the news is on in the background, they go, Iran has got the nuclear bomb and they're going to have it in a couple of weeks, or they just got it, and Russia has more than anybody, right? Every cell in your body is in fear, even though you're trying to okay, hopefully this doesn't happen. Hopefully, Trump saves us all, whatever, right? But if you know that nukes are a hoax, you literally laugh. You look at that and I see a clown nose and a clown wig, and you just laugh because it's nonsense. Now, for any of you new to that information, on my website, flatearthdave.com, scroll down. There's a big banner with a whole bunch of nuclear bombs on it. Take the time and listen to the series of audio podcasts that are on there. Don't believe anything, verify everything. But I guarantee you it's scientifically impossible to listen to that information and not understand that nukes are fake. What about Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 3 days after the bombs went off, of course, open for business. Trains were running, sandwich shops were open. They were selling flowers on the street, right? They had an explosion, a big TNT explosion. And 3 days later, everyone was back to work. right? Does that sound like a nuclear bomb? So not to me.
Yeah. What is it? And was it wherever the three or where is it in Ukraine, or I forget the name of the other one, the meltdown
Chernobyl?
there, Chernobyl, yeah. Oh, it's a nature
Yeah.
preserve now. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
there's
water
people,
is so
plants, and
toxic.
animals. Yeah, the people, plants, and animals still living there. There's old people there. They're happy as can be, right? It's crazy. It's crazy, right?
Oh,
Um,
it is. It is, man. And this is so like the pulse shake community, man. Like this is the perfect time for the explosion to come together. The mainstream, the truth is starting to really come out like I've never seen before. People are starting to understand that fiat and just the stock market, mutual funds, all the 5% a year, that's gone. You need 15% a year to break even now. People are going to really start looking at crypto, understanding this stuff. So I think this is the perfect timing for this, the perfect chain, and I'm excited for what's to
yeah,
come. And I'm going to really start pushing the referrals and getting people into it.
Yeah, yeah. People said, you know, on our website, I think on Domeshot.io, there's the instructions on how to set up your referral number and everything. But in the app, there's a button that looks like a spider web. Hit that, hit instructions. The first couple of videos there, short little videos to show you how to set up your referral code, how to gift the app to Android, and how to gift it to Apple. And you don't even have to just share the app, share your code, have them use the code, and you're making more money than the cost for the app for the next couple of months. And who knows what it's going to be worth? Maybe that's going to be $25 by Christmas, you know, per referral.
I mean, if Pulse changes, does a 10x from here, I mean, and Pulse X will probably do a 12 or 13x in my opinion. So just alone right there, being bought with your liquidity being paired with an asset that's going to go up, that's the one thing that we're learning in Pulse Chain. And Richard Hart has taught us that liquidity is so important in these projects and what you're paired up with.
Yep, we're adding more liquidity. We're gonna start some farms. It looks like, and it's gonna be fascinating. It's gonna be a great thing. And also, we're also offering incentive every year on Christmas. There's gonna be a lot of people that do referrals that don't have a crypto address in their app. So those referral points go to a separate wallet. And at the end of the year, they get split up to all of the people that have been doing referrals for the year, based on how much Dome you have in your wallet, not on how many referrals you have, how much Dome you're holding. So if you buy and hold, you get a bigger bonus at the end of the year. It's kind of like staking a little bit.
I like that too.
And when we did our airdrop, we did almost 1,500 airdrops where everyone got 33 million Dome on 9/11. And if we did it on the ETH network, it would have cost us like $2 a piece. Okay. Right. So we did it on Pulse Chain. Our entire gas fee was like under $2, $2 or $3 total. And that made that's like wait a minute.
And the last couple months, people that are like newer to crypto, if they've been using ETH or whatever, they've been like, oh, it's only $1 or $2. Like, I don't understand the difference. Now use it today or yesterday or moving forward when Gwei is 30, 50, 100. It is to do a send is now $7 to $9.
Yeah, when I was unstaking some hex stakes when I was trying to unstake them after they matured, it was costing me hundreds of dollars per stake. It was crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy. Yeah. And then, Richard did we all got everyone. And you know what? I have a question for you. I haven't thought about this. Everyone that has any Ethereum coins has those coins on Pulse Chain, right? They were all mirrored and put on Pulse Chain, right?
If they held them before the snapshot,
before the snapshot,
I don't know when the snapshot. Yes,
yeah. So that was back when they launched, when this whole thing launched. So they had it before the snapshot. What percentage of them have not gone and claimed their coins that are just still sitting there in space? Is it 99%?
Yeah, I would say about 98%, 99%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my question, do they go away after a while, or can like in 5 years they go in and go, huh, They're over here now. Do you know? I don't know the
Exactly.
answer to that.
They never go away. If you held anything on Ethereum before that snapshot, which I think it was like February or March of 2022,
Yep.
anything you held, if you go on that wallet address and you paste it into the Pulse scanner, all the ERC20s you had will be on Pulse Chain, and a majority of them now have liquidity pairs where guys have went and said, all right, I'm going to go through the top 500 list of all the coins on ETH, and I'm going to bridge the coins over, and I'm going to put a pair with Pulse Chain. And there's a couple guys I know that specifically made a coin and paired it up with 150 of the PRC20s to start to give them value. And Richard has speculation. He's already done all this on the Gnosis chain, brought all of the Gnosis ERC20s to parity, and then as a test, and everything was good to go, was successful over there. So the upside to Pulse Chain is insane. Anyone that has those, like, if you have Chainlink and you had 50 of them or whatever, and now it costs you on Ethereum $100 to do a swap, and they're worth $1 on Pulse Chain, people are going to move over now because there's value there. It's all about getting these PRC20s to what point will people say, oh, it's worth it now to go claim that. Oh, now it's worth enough for me to go over there and look.
Right. So a lot of people don't know how to do that. Maybe I don't know how educated your audience is, but I know that a lot of my audience is unsure. On domeshot.io, scroll down to the bottom, and there's a thing that says, how do I see my Dome airdrop coins? And there's instructions on how to install the Pulse Chain into your wallet, into your MetaMask, whatever wallet you're using, and how to add tokens. So if you do that and go back and think about all the coins on the ERC20 coins that you had back then, enter those coins on the Pulse Chain side and look at your wallet. Take a look. You own stuff that you don't even know about.
Exactly. And if you had looked, if you did it, a year ago, and you didn't see, they had no value, a lot has changed then. A lot of liquidity has been added, and these pairs that didn't have liquidity, people actually bridged them over and started creating pairs. So there is value, and a majority of them are paired up with Pulse Chain. So if people don't even touch them and Pulse Chain starts to move up, all the values of these PRC20s are going to move up. And I think Richard, he had a plan. He started pairs with Aave, with Chainlink, with Uniswap early on, and the community got fractured. It caused a huge divide. And they say, why would you do this? How are you going to talk about other coins? But he was trying to show us, look, this is how the opportunity, this is how we get new people over here. So I think that's kind of one of the aces up his sleeve he has, is being able to pump one of the PRC20s up to the same value on ETH. So if one day we woke up and Chainlink was worth the same price on Pulse Chain, people would freak out. And I think that's something he's got potentially coming.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest opportunities, I think, in crypto. In my opinion, it's got the greatest potential that could blow people's minds that got into Bitcoin on early in the single digit days. Okay, who knows? Don't buy anything. Stay clear, okay? Don't buy anything. That's what I tell people. Don't buy anything. Or
you
put some money in that you're willing to play with, and do your best, and don't chase those green candles.
Or use someone else's money.
Yeah, that too. But there are people that don't listen to that. They put their life savings in there, they mortgage their house, and they put their money in there, and they hit it just right, and now they're multimillionaires, right? And there's other people that did that, and they did it at the top of the market, and now they're ready to hang themselves. But again, don't gamble. Think, take responsibility, and invest wisely. Invest carefully. The way I look at crypto is, if crypto went to zero, my life doesn't change at all.
Bingo.
If crypto goes through the roof, who knows what I could do.
That's exactly, that's the way it's got to be. That's the smart way to do it. And none of us know what the future is going to bring. But if you can put yourself in the best places for the most success and opportunity, chances are things work out for you. And from my experience alone, I know if you're a project, no matter what it is, if there's a diehard community that's there and you were there during the bear market and you were making noise, when new people come in, they know where to go. That people that have the cult-like communities are going to be the ones that succeed moving forward. And a cult was a bad thing. Tex was a cult last cycle. This cycle, being a cult is going to be a great thing. So everything changes so fast. Community is so important. I think you're doing a fantastic job of bringing the flat earth community to crypto. It's something that needed to happen. They're super passionate. I would say they're diamond handed, the same mentality as the people in Hex and Pulse Chain. So it's a perfect blend.
Yeah, we haven't even started on day one. We brought over 1,400 people to the Pulse Chain. So, we have 1,400 and 2,000, 200 and 3,000 to go. Okay.
There we go. So we're just getting started, and there's so much opportunity, guys. We're still so early. I think once the elections happen, and I'm hearing guys that I work with that are very wealthy are saying people are hesitant. They want to see what happens with the election, how things turn out before they really start to deploy capital. So I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to look like Trump it's going to be a kind of a landslide. Like right now, I think when people like Martin Armstrong, I don't know if you know who he is. He's got Socrates, the AI system, and he's saying Trump has a huge lead. Even when they were saying it was 50-50, his polls were showing Trump was just in a huge landslide.
It's at like 80% right now.
Yeah, exactly. I heard it was 6-1. So I don't know if that's true or not, but if he wins and I think within like a week or so, if it looks like it's just gonna be a landslide, I think the markets are gonna really start to rip. I think there's a little bit of hesitation right now, but we're so close to just starting to take off, and what a time.
Yeah, I tell people, if you're unsure, and I'm unsure, if you're unsure, do some research, find one that you like, throw a couple $100 at it, throw something at it, and forget it exists. Forget it exists, right? And just do that, and then look back. It's like, there's a lot of people that do that, but then they end up selling. I know a lot of people that sold their Bitcoin at $2,000 because they made a nice profit. Okay, they made a nice profit at 2,000. Who knows?
Yeah, and
firmament hands, baby, firmament hands, harder than diamonds.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. This stuff you can set yourself up in crypto, especially the way Pulse Chain is, where if you own Dome and you own Pulse Chain, if you're in this like I am for the long term, why wouldn't I go and put Dome and Pulse Chain in a liquidity pair and start earning fees on them? So if Pulse Chain goes up, I have a little bit more Dome. If Dome goes up, I have a little bit more Pulse. I don't care if I hold Dome or Pulse Chain. I'm going to be holding both of them for the next 5 to 10 years. So for me, throwing them in the liquidity pool and earning on the fees, especially when the coin is new and it's at the bottom, it's an extra way. And if you have, as you said, you might have some farm stuff coming up. So there's so much potential, so much more that can be built on top of this, added to it. And I'm excited, man, for what you built. I can't wait. I really want to come to the conference if it's down in Texas. Would definitely love to do that, and definitely talk to a lot of the guys in the community, people that have been here since day one, and start to convert them.
Awesome, man. All right, I think our time is up, man. Thanks. Anything else before I roll?
That's everything for me, guys. If you're not following Dave, give him a shout out or follow him on Twitter. All his socials are down in the description below. Download the Flat Earth app and get your referrals going.
Right. And just remember today, the day of recording, which is what's today, the 18th. The app the 18th, we're changing the server, so don't download the app today. Wait until tomorrow. Okay,
wait until the 19th. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wait until the 19th, and you can find all my socials, everything, and all you got to remember is flatearthdave.com. Right there, flatearthdave.com. All my socials are there. If you have a show that you want to book me on, reach to me there. There's a book Flat Earth Dave right at the top there. If you know a show that you think I should go on, let me know about it. There's contact form. And there's the crash course. If you're brand new to Flat Earth, scroll down to the crash course. It's a big picture of me. It says crash course. Click it. There's a list of videos there. Turn off Netflix for a week. Start watching those videos. Have your mind blown. And those are videos that are on YouTube, but you'll never find them without a direct link because YouTube doesn't want you to see them.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's funny.
Awesome.
Everything's funny, man. This world is hysterical. This is a hysterical world.
It is. It is ran by a comedian. It is a comedian that's up at the top, pulling all the strings for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was awesome meeting you. Look, hopefully we could do it again in the near future, and hopefully we'll see each other in person at a conference.
All right. Yeah, definitely for sure, man. Thanks. And anyone that's going to the Richard Hart hearing on October 31st in Brooklyn, look for me. I'll be wearing my Dome shirt.
Awesome. All right, guys. We'll see you on